Hi everyone, welcome to another video. I'm Lohan Maka. Today I have two announcements. One is book related and the other is not at all, but I still want to share because that's the kind of person I am. So some of you might know I have two rabbits on my balcony. One is called Ludo. He's a male and I've got him for about 4 months. I got him as a friend to my then female bunny Luna. And yeah, he's been great. But when Luna died a while ago, I had to find another female friend for Ludo. So I got Lani, picture here. And Lani is, I think, 2 years old. Now, I hear you think, I adopted both of these, by the way. Now, I hear you think, a man and a female bunny, not a good idea. But the previous owners of Ludo assured me that he was castrated. Now, yesterday, I went to the balcony to feed them, and on Monday, today is Friday, on Monday, Lani had made a fake nest. Sometimes female bunnies do that. They rip up a lot of hair from their chest, and then they make a little nest somewhere, and they do that. I wasn't worried. So anyway, I went to the balcony, gave them food, and then I saw that this little nest moved. So yeah, I looked in it and there were baby bunnies. So I now have 4 baby bunnies. Now they are super small, super fragile, and from what I've read and from what people told me, you shouldn't look at the nest too often or at all actually, because otherwise the mother bunny is not going to look after them anymore. And it gets worse because the mother bunny, basically she doesn't really care for her nest. I mean, she isn't there during the day like a chicken would, and she only goes to the net, sit on top for about 5 minutes a day, and that's when she gives them milk, and apparently that's enough for them to survive for the rest of the day. So a lot of people are worried that the babies aren't well looked after, when in fact apparently they don't need to. So I have now got baby bunnies and I can't even look at them for the coming 2 weeks. And I just had to, make sure Ludo would be castrated. But unfortunately, I think that the baby bunnies are at least 3 to 4 days old. But Lani and Ludo had quite some fun Monday evening. And apparently, mother bunnies are very happy to have fun just after they have had their kids. And that's when magic happens. So I think that the probability that there's going to be a second nest in 32 days' time is approximately 100, maybe 92%. So yeah, we've got that to look forward to. I'm gonna keep you posted on this, or at least on Instagram. If you follow me on Instagram, I will share what I have to share, although it will take a while before you can actually see it. But for now, Ludo is separate. There's a baby nest, and sometimes I just go watch on the other side of the window because you can't breathe on it, and then just wait for something to move because they're hidden underneath all the fluff, and that's it. So I have baby bunnies. Sorry, not sorry for the people who are only here for the book content. Anyway, second announcement, as I said, is book related. In Europe, Corona has been going strong, second wave, lots of fun. Actually, the region I am in here in the Netherlands is going the strongest, so yeah, not worried at all. We're keeping very isolated, so I think we should be fine, and thereby also the people that we come into contact with when we go shopping, etc. But when the first wave happened in March and April here, and we were suddenly stuck at home, I figured it would be a nice idea to make a book bingo. Quarantine book bingo, it was called. And I came up with a couple of prompts that were corona related, or stuff that was happening around us that was, usually funny. And then I would relate that to a book prompt. And that one lasted until, it's kind of still happening, because the idea was I made this with my book club, with and for my book club, and the idea that was that it would last until the first time that we would be having a meeting live, but that never happened, so technically we're still doing that one. But it does feel like the first wave is over, so that, I mean, a couple of us did the whole thing. There were 25 prompts, and a couple of are still doing it. I mean, who cares? It's just for fun. But I made a second wave book bingo card this week on request of some people of the book club, because they had finished the 25 first prompts. So this time I figured it's called the second wave book bingo, but because we don't, I think the second wave is going to last till until at least March, April, but who knows. But we figured that this one would last until the end of the year. So I came up with 9 prompts that are related to the corona things that are happening right now, and then related them to books. And I thought I would share them with you because maybe you want to participate. You don't have to do all 9 prompts. You can just do 1 line, or just do 1 cross, or just do a few things that are related to your experience with corona. It's whatever you want to do. I liked it because it's a fun way to pick books. So yeah, gonna walk you through the prompts because, well, actually, ta-da! This is the book bingo card. As you can see, there are 9 prompts. I thought 25 would be quite a lot, so 9 is a lot better. Now, a lot of these prompts are actually related to the situation here in the Netherlands, so I'm gonna explain to why this. So, let's start with the top leftmost corner. Use a hammer to kill the virus, aka read a 600 plus page book. Now, that idea of use a hammer to kill the virus is actually a thing that our Prime Minister, Mr. Rutte, used in the press conference of last week when the new rules were announced. And he said that it was necessary, or it was not necessary like in March, to use a hammer to kill a virus. Therefore, this prompt, I think the related read a 600 plus page book is self-explanatory. Then we've got going to the right by the way, go to an illegal Halloween party, aka read a book with a dark cover. I don't know how it's like where you live, but here we hear on the news that a lot of illegal parties are happening, and as Halloween is going to come up, I thought we would link it to that. And actually, the evening 2 weeks ago when there was last press conference, and we knew that the cafes and restaurants were about to close, that same evening all of the cafes and restaurants were fully booked because everybody wanted to go there, just because now we still can. And there was a great video of some humongous, horrible party going on somewhere in The Hague, and the politicians came across it. Anyway, next one. Buy baking powder before it gets hamstered, aka read a book published in 2020. Here in the Netherlands, again, somewhere in April, all of the baking powder was out of stock because everybody had started making their own bread. And hamstered is the term that we used for the out of stock buying thing that happened when the first wave started. And
the doomsday prepping.
Hey, doomsday prepping, the boyfriend says. When everybody was buying toilet paper and all of the pasta and that whole thing, and we had a wonderful, there was at a press conference, the woman that does the translation in sign language, the sign for hamsteren in Dutch is awesome. It's like, I'll show it here. So yeah, read a book published in 2020. This is taking a long time, me explaining these things to you. Anyway, next one. Left middle row. Realize Christmas will be just you and your household. I'm sorry for the bad news, but I do think that is going to be a thing this year, I'm afraid. And I'm very sad for, people like my grandmother who now live by themselves. But that is going to be read a book with some family drama that you might not have this year or have a different version of. Then we have stay at home because you have a cough, which you should, by the way. And that is read a book that spans at least a decade, because we all know how it feels now to have to stay at home for longer periods of time. Sometimes time is very slow. Next, change your vacation plan because your initial destination is code bad, aka read a book about the Netherlands. So I used code bad because in some countries the coding is code red for bad, and here I think it's yellow, maybe orange, I don't know. But you had this period not that long ago when everybody was trying to look for a vacation plan, and then, I can't go there anymore because we'll have to go in quarantine. Oh, I think I won't go there. Oh no, I can't anymore. And a lot of people ended up staying in the Netherlands, and we had this wonderful terminology that was used, which was Costa Hollanda. We didn't go to Costa Hollanda. Actually, I've only been to the beach once this year. A lot of people were on the beach. Next, meet a new colleague online. AKA, go into a book blind purely based on someone's recommendations. Now, I actually just started a new job, or my first big girl job, and except for the few colleagues that I spoke to when I was still in the getting a job process, all of my colleagues I have never seen live, which is an interesting experience. I kind of missed like what people look downwards. Anyway, meet a new colleague online. Wonder how your experience with that have been, because a lot of people are saying, oh yeah, you miss the, those coffee moments where you speak about things and you really get to know someone. But I don't know what that is like. Only speaking to people online is my new reality. Next, forget your mask and go back home to get it. Self-explanatory, reread a favorite. Hope you enjoy that one. And last but not least, spend New Year's at home in your PJs, aka read a book narrated in the first person. Yeah, just like with Christmas, I don't think there's gonna be a lot of New Year's parties this year. So those are the 9 prompts. I'm going to post my TBR because I'm gonna do all 9 of them somewhere next week. I already have them picked out, by the way. But otherwise, this video is going to be a little long. I'd love to hear from you if you think you might join, if you like any of these, if you don't get any of them. If you're planning on doing all of them, if you're just going to do like one line or a diagonal or something and just have the bingo. Yeah, and I think that's all for now. Oh yeah, until when does it last? So not until like whenever the second wave stops, but until the 31st of December, and it starts now, even if you are not in a second wave corona situation. This is just a way to make it, I'm not going to say fun because it's still a horrible thing and it's hard for a lot of people and people are losing their jobs and there's a lot of insecurity, but I'm trying to make it somewhat lighter and combining that with something that I love at least, which is reading books. So I'm gonna stop rambling. Thank you for watching. Talk to me in the comments, and I'll see you next video.